So, get this. Today was all about stepping into the cyberpunk future with a retro twist. Reviewed this amazing sci-fi game, the one with vintage vibes and an epic multiplayer feature. And guess who jumped into the alien world with me? Eric, Ben, Jake, and a few others. Man, it was insane. We were defending Earth, defusing alien bombs and grappling mutant adversaries, all within the buzzing, chaotic streets of this dystopian cityscape. And let me just say, Eric, that genius, his coding skills were gold even in this cyber realm. I can't exactly explain why, but there was something so hilarious about translating our tech talks into this gaming lingo. I mean, imagine shouting debug when shooting down alien invaders. Total nerd fest, right? And you wouldn't believe how effortlessly Eric was tackling these extraterrestrial threats. Not even an alien mutation bug could stand a chance. And for all you know, those aliens probably found Eric's coding jargons more intimidating than his arsenal. Sounds like a potential anti-alien defense strategy for NASA, doesn't it? But hey, all wasn't just about galactic showdowns. We also managed to squeeze in talks of a Korean BBQ fest next week. Hunting for alien bugs worked up our appetites, I guess. I've been dying to try this new place I discovered, and who better to bring along for the food adventure than my buddies, right? Nina and Eric seemed pretty excited about it too. Only thing, Nina's already equipped herself with witty comebacks for any hidden spicy challenges I might have planned. Eric seems a bit scared though, but then again, nothing much shocks me anymore. Not after watching him bravely battle alien bugs on parallel space dimensions. Might just rename it Eric's Coding Conquests the next time we play. You know, on days like these, I just realize how our lives are like this wildly imaginative game script. One moment we're zapping bugs and codes, and the next we're in this neon-lit cyber world zapping alien invaders. Isn't that fascinating? I wonder if we'd be able to code our way out if we ever land in an actual alien invasion. Picturing ourselves as this coder gang in black leather jackets, cracking alien algorithms and altering time equations. Call it a professional hazard, but I can't stop breaking down sci-fi narratives into logical, solvable problems. Oops, got a bit carried away there with my coder gang fantasy. Huh. Now, I better return to the real world and catch up with my pending tasks. We'll keep you posted about our Korean BBQ plans. Super excited for it. We'll get Eric to eat chili octopus. It will be one for the books. So, brace yourself. Today was a blend of the Silicon Valley life and a futuristic journey. Took a leap further into my career by enrolling in advanced VR design classes. Whoa, talk about diving headfirst into the pixelated ocean. And guess who I bumped into there? None other than our very own VR whiz, Luke. Definitely took a massive detour from work to make our codes come alive on the screens. With every coding sprint, it felt less like a classroom and more like a portal to a mind-bending reality. Can't wait to bring back some of this wizardry into our gaming arena now. By the way, Nina popped up as well, the tech guru she is. Mentioned she's been working alongside Luke and flaunting some solid VR moves. One never knows what Nina's tech brain might cook up next, perhaps a whole new dimension. Guess what? We ended up reminiscing about our last VR alien invasion in the class. The instructor must have been confused, sure, but definitely intrigued. I mean, wouldn't you be if half the class started speaking in gaming lingo? We laughed it off, but it was a surreal reminder of how our little coder gang has transformed sci-fi fantasies into a super fun, tireless coding grind. Or should I say an interstellar sprint? Imagine software engineers cruising through galactic cyber lanes, debugging alien algorithms. How cool would that be? And you remember Eric and his alien bugs? Well, after his defense streak in the VR world, I think Eric's ready to one-up alien codes. Just the other day, Eric, Nina, and I were joking about this on our group chat while gearing up for our next alien quest. We might just need to invest in some black leather jackets to complete the look. You know, every time I look back on how far we've come, from confused newbies to nerdy tech warriors, it amazes me. Nina even remarked how thrilling it is, stepping into different roles every day, from coders to gamers to learners, reached a point where we hardly know where one ends and the other begins. Anyway, my pixel-powered brain needs a break now. I've got some ideas brewing for our next VR quest. Don't really want Luke's lessons to go to waste now, do we? So you remember that digital sculpting I mentioned in the chat? I figured I'd give you more of a deep dive. It was kind of like stepping into uncharted territory, to be honest. Digital art, sure, I can navigate that like a pro, but sculpting? That's a whole new world. It's so detailed and more tactile than I imagined. Every brushstroke shapes the digital clay realistically. It felt like I was interacting with my artwork on a whole new level. The sci-fi piece I shared? It was like bringing an alien artifact to life right in front of me. Strange and fascinating in equal parts. Just imagine a 3D model embodied as an ancient alien artifact, beaming with otherworldly energy. I'll tell you this, it wasn't as easy as it sounds. You have to think about every angle, view it from every side to ensure you've captured what you intended. After a few hours of tweaking, rotating, and carving, I was kind of amazed at what I'd made. It was mesmerizing. And you know what? Insane as it sounds, it's fulfilling in its own weird way. And then there was the nerve-wracking bit, sharing it online. I mean, I'm not typically shy about showcasing my work, but this was different. Digital art is my comfort zone. This was me stepping out of it. But hey, guess what? My buddies were pretty impressed. Eric says he wants to use my alien artifact as creative fuel for our next Alien VR quest. Now, isn't that cool? I managed to get Samantha and Liam to take a look too. Liam, you remember him, right? My freelance mate-turned-digital art critique partner. He had a couple of really good pointers. I mean, when does he not, right? Apparently, he's pretty good at digital sculpting himself. Who knew? Do you know what this feels like? It's like I've just unlocked a new skill, a new dimension in the digital art universe. And I have to admit, it was a bit mentally exhausting, but it was exhilarating as well. It kinda reminds me of when we used to learn together back in college, all those late-night design sessions with takeout coffee and an arsenal of bold ideas. Good times. Oh, did I mention the chat group's been buzzing with talks about the last episode of Codebreakers? Yeah, turns out everyone's saving it for the weekend. So, no spoilers. A code of silence if you get the drift. And of course, tales from our last alien quest, the healing potion debacle and all. Now that was hilarious. Nina certainly knows how to keep the chat lively. Speaking of lively, you remember that Korean BBQ Fest plan I mentioned earlier? Well, it's happening next week. Finally gonna drag Eric out to try some spicy octopus. Let's see how that fares against debugging alien invaders. So yeah, that was pretty much my day. Lessons in alien artifacts, reminiscing game adventures, and a hearty dose of tech talk. Just another day in the exciting life of a gaming-obsessed digital artist, huh?